Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. This is very much in the morning, people. My laptop is telling me that it's just coming up to 4 a.m. back in the UK, which is 8 or 9 p.m. over here in Las Vegas. My body clock is all over the place. I feel like I'm still very much fighting jet lag. But look, first world problems. We're here for a big fight and a big card. We'll get to that in a second. A couple of things. I don't have my mic, but hopefully, look, we're filming in my room, so hopefully the sound is okay. And second thing, very important, guys, the football channel has launched. OLADIPO Talks Football. Please go and subscribe to the channel. The link is in the description. I know there are a lot of football fans on this channel. I think there's a crossover between boxing and football, especially in the UK anyway. So look, if you like your football and you want to hear me chat about football the way I do about boxing, again, the link is in the description. OLADIPO Talks Football. It won't just be about Premier League and top six in the Premier League. I'm going to try and do a lot of chat about the EFL, Europe, internationals, everything. We are starting from ground zero. I think we've just gone past 800 subscribers. It would be nice to get to that magical 1,000 subscribers sooner rather than later. But yeah, the link is in the description. Please, please, please go and support. All right. Let's jump straight into this because we haven't done a video in a couple of days. So there should be quite a bit to talk about. Let's jump straight to this one, the big news. Anthony Joshua on course for late summer return. I've seen Eddie Hearn has done a few interviews recently and spoken about this. And look, the narrative has changed quite a bit in the last few weeks. I think when Eddie Hearn first spoke about Anthony Joshua after the crash, it was a case of let him be, like, leave him alone. When Anthony Joshua tells me something, I will tell you guys something. But for now, we're not even thinking about fighting. We're not thinking about scheduling a fight. That's changed quite a lot, which makes me feel that information has come from AJ's team, maybe even AJ himself, in terms of what he wants to do. And maybe AJ said, I would like to return in the summer. Let me see how things are. Let me go and do what I need to do. I think he's out. I don't know what country he's in. I think it might be Oman, O-M-A-N, I think. But let me do what I need to do. Let me get my mind right. Let me get into a camp. Let me hit some pads. Let me hit some heavy bags, maybe even a sparring session. And if I feel good, we're good to go in the summer. And that's what I think Eddie Hearn is basically saying, that if AJ feels like he wants to go, then the summer will be when he returns. Not a guarantee. AJ's obviously going to have to see how he feels. He might get into a fight camp, might start a fight camp and then just feel flat. So I think it's a wait and see rather than everyone get excited about AJ returning and then obviously the possibility of him fighting Tyson Fury in the winter becoming a real thing. I think it's just a case of let's see how he feels. But I think this is good news. If you're an AJ fan and you want to see AJ box again, that obviously includes me, then this news is good because, again, I don't think this is Eddie Hearn saying it without hearing from the horse's mouth, AJ, or at least his management team, Freddie Cunningham, KD, those guys. So, yeah, I think, like I said, after watching AJ do that bit to camera he did, when was it? A couple of weeks ago. I think I said the biggest takeaway for me was that he looks like he's in a good space, a good place. And I said that I think he will fight again. So this just kind of reconfirms where my mind was anyway with the whole thing. I don't know what level of opponent he fights. But again, we are kind of forward jumping here. Remember, there was a lot of talk about the kickboxer guy who looks like he could be fighting Alexander Usyk. So I don't know what that means in terms of an opponent for AJ. One name that I don't know why I just keep going to, and there's a couple of names. Andy Ruiz just seems to pop up in my brain all the time for some reason, because who wouldn't want to see AJ have a trilogy of Andy Ruiz? I wouldn't mind, honestly. I say who wouldn't want to see, I think a lot of people wouldn't want to see, but I wouldn't mind it. And the other one's Dillian White. Now some people say, what? I would argue the what by saying, well, AJ was going to fight a kickboxer. Rather than fight a boxer, it's a bit of a grudge match between the two. There's always been this sort of beef or whatever, I don't know, between the two. I mean, why not run that back? I'm obviously talking about what the names of the opponents I'm saying here provide, I think, very little risk. You wouldn't want to put AJ in there with a top 10 guy with what he's been through. And also, let's not forget, I mean, AJ fought Jake Paul. It's not like AJ came for a killer, right? AJ fought Jake Paul, and obviously now he's out. Prior to that, he lost to Daniel Dubois. So you've got to be very careful with your matchmaking, AJ, because of what he's been through, because of who he recently fought. I mean, let's not get stupid. He beat Jake Paul, which he was always supposed to do. And if there is a definite Tyson Fury fight on the horizon, you don't want to put any banana skins in front of him. So you've got to be very careful with the matchmaking, but you've also got to put him in there with someone that people know. Hence why I said Andy Ruiz and Dillian White, which I know a lot of people are going to like scoff at, but I mean, again, it's not easy to matchmake AJ at this point. Not easy at all. Sorry to interrupt the video, but this is very important and I'll be quick. If you're one of these people that watch the channel and don't hit that subscribe button or forgot to hit that subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. It's really important. It will help grow the channel. I am trying to chuck different types of content on the channel as well. I am trying to get to 200,000 subscribers. I know it sounds crazy, but who knows, right? By the end of the year. And I need you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. All right, back to the video. Matchroom have signed this new 5-year deal with DAZN, which I think is very, very impressive, very, very good. I think it's been a relative success for both. I don't know how they measure success at DAZN. I mean, obviously there'll be someone with a spreadsheet and say, look, we've done well. And I think for them to sign up Matchroom for 5 more years, not 2 or 3, but 5, I think it's done very, very well. Eddie's almost been, without, I guess, having this role sort of on his door, Eddie's almost been the spokesperson for DAZN, hasn't he? When you think DAZN, you probably do think Eddie Hearn. So Eddie's played a kind of double role here, obviously head of Matchroom, but he's almost like head of DAZN as well, at least from a visual standpoint. There hopefully are a lot of shows in the UK. I know Eddie wants to crack the US. There's still opportunities to do that with some of the fighters he's got. But hopefully it means a lot of shows in the UK. And we are getting better shows in the UK. I think Eddie now likes the competition that Frank's brought to DAZN. And I feel like Eddie and Frank are going to compete with each other going forward. But yeah, look, it's good news. It's good news for me as well. I've got something to announce about myself with DAZN. You guys probably know what it is, in the next few weeks as well. So yeah, good news all round. And let's hope we get some real big fights in the next few weeks. All right, shall we talk about, obviously in Las Vegas, as you guys know, I'm here for Barrios. You know, I was going to film outside. I was going to try and take this camera outside and show you Vegas, but without a mic, it's just silly. And I mean, people don't really like being filmed, especially because I'm fucking in a casino. I don't even know if you're allowed a camera. So I thought, you know, let's just do it inside the room. Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia. WBC welterweight title fight. It's a good undercard as well, which is going under the radar. I've got it here now. Richardson Hitchens defends his IBF super lightweight title against Oscar Duarte. Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hirooka from Japan, who's here, but took a 17-hour flight. Couldn't get a visa, or got a visa late. How? How is an unbeaten title challenger? Remember, this is the WBA title in the 140-pound division. How is an unbeaten title contender struggling to get a visa? Crazy. You hear a lot of that normally with African fighters. Never heard of it with a Japanese fighter. So you got Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hirooka, obviously Barrios versus Garcia, Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte, Frank Martin versus Nahir Albright. This is a good fight. This is a good fight. Again, 2 guys now at 140. Nahir Albright, you guys might remember the name, gave Keyshawn a lot of problems. That fight was ruled a no contest because Keyshawn tested positive for weed. Bektamir Melakuziev on this card as well. Amari Jones versus Luis Arias. Amari Jones, a hot prospect, versus Luis Arias, who once was a hot prospect, now very much a veteran. Barrios was a prospect until 2017 when he ran into Danny Jacobs. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he can still cause a problem because I remember in 2021 or 22, he beat Jarrett Hearn, who was the biggest 154-pound you're ever going to see, and that was a bit of an upset. So don't rule out Barrios causing a problem here. But look, let's get to the main event: Barrios versus Garcia. I'm not. There's a lot of talk here. Like, you go to the media tents here, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Garcia." And I'm like, what's everyone seeing that I'm not seeing? I think maybe people are under or overlooking Barrios. I think people have been quite disrespectful and disparaging of the fact that he's a world champion. I've said he's not the best, but the fact is he's a world champion. He's been in big events, bigger events than Ryan, which might surprise some. I think when you think Ryan, the biggest events Ryan's been in was Gervonta and this Devin Haney fight, right? Was Times Square a big event? I'm not sure it was a unique event, but I don't know it was big. I think people forget Barrios has been on the undercard of a Canelo card. I think people forget that it was undercard of Canelo. No, was it Canelo or was it Jake Paul, Mike Tyson? 1 second. 1 second, people. Why have I got a feeling that Abel Ramos fight was... It must have been Canelo, actually. 1 sec. Now, it was Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Yeah, okay. He's been in the undercard of Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, which was seen by millions, and his fight would have been seen by millions. He fought Manny Pacquiao, he fought Keith Thurman, and he's fought Gervonta Davis. So what I'm trying to get at is that this isn't new to him. This kind of like lights, camera, action, big events isn't new to him. This guy's done that before. And yes, he hasn't performed the way he should have performed in maybe all 4 of those, if I'm honest with you. But he's still been there and done that, and you get experience from that. And you, at this stage of his career, what is he, 30, 31, Barrios? 30. He should be learning from that experience. Like Ryan Garcia, he switches trainers quite a lot. He's trying to find a good fit. And Joe Goosen could be that good fit. Obviously, Joe Goosen has the added element that he was part of the Ryan Garcia camp. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And also, as well, I mean, I think we are forgetting that Ryan Garcia is coming off a defeat. Mentally, we don't know where Ryan Garcia is. He's not officially won a fight since Oscar Duarte. I did that fight a couple of years ago now, 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. So, yeah, and by the way, he's a lot bigger than Ryan. Like, Ryan was considered a big 135er, a big 140. Look at the difference in size between these two. Like, Mario Barrios is a solid 6 footer. He is 6 foot, fact. Been around him, he's 6 foot. Ryan's about 5'8", 5'9". Ryan's in incredible shape, but Barrios on fight night will be a lot bigger than Ryan. So are we going for experience in terms of the big fights and size, or are we going for that speed and almost that unpredictability that Ryan Garcia brings to the ring? One thing Ryan's going to have to do to get the W is use that right hand. He can't be as obvious. I mean, look, that left hook's ridiculous. We saw what it did to Devin Haney. But it can't just be left hand happy. He's going to need to use the right hand. And when you watch the fights that he's had with his dad, he actually does throw that right. Maybe not as much as he should, but he's going to need to throw it. Because, again, Barrios is experienced. And Barrios will see it coming, and it's quite... It's easy to read because it's the only thing he throws, but it's not easy to defend against. So, look, we'll see. But it's a fight I like. The welterweight division needs something. It needs someone to kind of light it up. Obviously, Devon's now there as a champion, beating Brian Norman. It would be good for boxing. I hate to be this guy, but it would be good if Ryan won, because then it almost sets up bigger fights. And for Ryan, it would be a career best win, I believe. It sets up a Haney rematch, which would now be unification. It sets up a Shakur fight. It sets up a Conor Ben fight. A Rolly Romero rematch maybe as well. Tio looks like he's going to go to 147. So there are many big fights if he wins. I guess the same could be said for Mario, but slightly different for Mario. Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte is a good fight as well. Oscar Duarte is a bit of a problem, sits on your chest. And, you know, there's a lot of talk about the fact that Richardson Hitchens struggled with Gustavo Lemos, that kind of come forward style sitting in your chest. I think Oscar Duarte is a level above, above Lemos. So we'll see. Remember, Oscar Duarte's got some good... Kenneth Sims Jr., it's a good win. It's a good win. I did one of Oscar Duarte's fights in Saudi Arabia, which I thought was a really good win, which is going under the radar. Is it Akhmedov? It was Akhmedov in Saudi Arabia. I thought that was a really good win. A tough fight, but good win. I mean, he's on a run of 5 fights since the Ryan Garcia defeat as well. So he's coming with super confidence. So look, I think it's a good card. Again, I think it's going under the radar. I can't wait to do it. It's always a privilege to be out here doing these fight cards. As a Brit, to be out here doing what isn't an all... I mean, there's no Brits on the card, right? Basically an all-American card, if you like. I think it's a big thing, and I don't take it for granted. So look, I want to try my best, do the best I can. Hopefully make you guys back home proud. And you would make me proud by signing up to my football channel, Ade Talks Football. Link is in the description.